Mr. Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Whitmire.
Present.
Councilmember Peck.
Here.
Councilmember Jackson will be absent. Councilmember Kamen will be absent. Councilmember Evans Shabazz will be absent. Councilmember Flickinger.
Here.
Councilmember Thomas will be absent. Councilmember Huffman.
Present.
Councilmember Castillo.
Here.
Councilmember Martinez. Councilmember Pollard.
Here.
Councilmember Castex Tatum.
Here.
Councilmember Ramirez.
Here.
Councilmember Davis. Here. Councilmember Carter. Councilmember Salinas.
Present.
And Councilmember Alcorn.
Here.
Need a motion to delay the adoption of minutes.
Castex Tatum move.
Next second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say yes. Those opposed nay. Motion passes. Councilmember Salinas.
Yes, I'd like to move to add Travis McGee to the end of the 3-minute non-agenda list.
Second.
Very good. Motion made and seconded. All in favor say yes. Those opposed nay. Motion passes.
Thank you, Mayor.
Councilmember Castillo.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to suspend the rules to move Carolina Martinez to follow Christopher Rivera on the 1-minute previous list.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Second.
There's a second. But all in favor say yes. Those opposed nay. Motion passes. Councilmember Davis.
I move to suspend the rules to move Jolanda Jones and Larry Cooper to the 1-minute, top of the 1-minute non-agenda item list, and add Tamara Bell to the 1-minute non-agenda.
Thank you. Motion made, seconded. All in favor say yes. Those opposed nay. Motion passes. Anyone else on a procedural vote? Motion. If not, we want to welcome our guests. We have a long list of speakers signed up today. Because we have more than 150 minutes worth of speakers, the rules require us to only give each of you 1 minute. Even if you signed up for more, I've been asked by several council persons to go by strict enforcement because of the sheer numbers and minutes required to get through the evening. And I would say we get started. Mr. Secretary, call our first speaker. Councilman Davis, you have anything else?
No, that was from
No.
That's Martin.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That's me.
Go ahead, Mr. Secretary.
Jolanda Jones.
Not here.
Larry Cooper.
Yes, PJ is on the list. Mr.
Excuse
Cooper,
me, were you going to move him to the front? I was told you were.
you're right.
So you want to make a motion to take him out of order now?
To take PJ out of order
P.J. Jones.
and add him. Yes, now add him to the.
So let's let this gentleman,
Good evening.
and then we'll do P.J. in a moment.
My name
Yes.
is Larry Cooper. My name is Larry Cooper, and I come to speak on behalf of the Glenwood Forest community. First of all, Mr. Mayor, I would like to thank you for coming to our neighborhood and not sending somebody to the neighborhood. You came and you shared information that we didn't know, and you shared information that we needed to know. I would like to thank 15 of your department heads. They also came to the community to help us out, and that was somewhat unusual to me. So we thank you for that. And our deed restrictions are filed with the city and with the state, and we still need a little more help because some of the people insist on breaking the deed restrictions. And I just thought about if you could form a committee, maybe 4 people, and they could come out and say they're from the city and let them know that they are violating deed restrictions because sometimes they don't pay us any attention and they continue to do so. So that was just a suggestion.
Your time has expired.
And also, Mayor, we want to thank you for the Whitmobile. It'll be a tremendous help to our community and the things that we're trying to do. So.
Okay, very good. Thank you for being here.
Okay, thank you.
Next.
Tamara Bell. I'm sorry, PJ Cooper. To be followed by Tamara Bell.
All right. Good afternoon, council members and Mayor Whitmire. My name is Philip Jones. I am the former president of the Glenwood Forest community. Guys, I am delighted today. I am happy today under this 1 minute I have to speak. We have finally got the Whitmobile. The Whitmobile is a patrol car that, of course, we named after the mayor. It is bold and it is tough and it is combating illegal dumping. So, Mayor, I'm here. I know most people probably won't be standing right now or in the back, but I did want to make a little thank you to the East Houston Lieutenant Scales and Constable Rosen as well too for helping us. This vehicle isn't just metal and tires. It's a lifeline. When the winter storms hit and the lights went out, the Whitmobile was the only light that some of our seniors saw. It is a tool we use to hunt the illegal dumpers down, who treat our front yards like trash cans. Mayor, because of your word, a 90-year-old grandmother in Glenwood Forest can sit in her yard and feel like someone is finally watching her. You created a harmony of leadership between Constable Rosen's office, the city of Houston. May I get extra time?
PJ, boy, I hate to cut you off. Okay. But I think to be fair, I'm going to have to let you wrap it up.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my time. But I tell you what, Mayor, thank you for the Whitmobile.
Thank you. And thank you for the engagement and the assistance that you're providing for the community, certainly the Civic Club. And I'm going to ask, do you have other members here?
We do. We do. We have.
Are they going to speak?
They were. They're on the speakers.
Okay. And when they finish, I'm going to ask the Mayor Pro Tem to preside while I join y'all outside for photos. And I want to see that vehicle, the Whitmobile.
All right. Thank you so much, Mayor. Like you would say, after that, let's get to work. Let's go to work.
Thank you. Next.
Tamara Bell. Charlene Jones. Tatiana Ripinski. Oh, Ms. Jones?
Yes,
Okay.
that's me. Thank you. Hi. I need to state my name, Charlene Jones from 3rd Ward. I am against putting a gas station right around the corner from my house. We have several on Southmore. We don't need any more. Thank you.
You want to move to bring Mr. Jones's Civic Club members with him so they can, since they're together.
Yes. I like
Glenwood Forest Civic Club.
I'd like to suspend the rule and add P.J. Jones and his civic group to come up and speak at the
Yeah.
So I'll be next.
PJ? Yeah.
Good evening, council members, and good evening to you, Mayor Whitmire. My name is Alvina Randolph, and I am a proud honorary member of the Glenwood Forest Community Civic Club. So, Mayor, the offer is still on the table. I'm still waiting to give you that official tour of Glenwood Forest, but this time we'll do it in style in the new Whitmobile. Thank you for your leadership and for investing in the security for Glenwood Forest.
Thank you. Next.
All right, my name is Kimberly Lee. Good afternoon, Mayor Whitmire and council members. I live in the East Houston / Glenwood Forest area. I'm here today to also specifically thank the mayor and your administration for the increased efforts in helping us combat the illegal dumping in our city, but specifically the entire East Houston community. And for too long, illegal dumping has felt like a losing battle. Like PJ said, now some of our residents can come out there and sit and not feel like it's a blight or a safety hazard for our children and a detriment to our property values. So we just want to thank you guys for everything that you're doing. Thank you.
Next.
Keep going.
Would you speak into one of the microphones? Either one?
Good evening, City Councilman, Mayor Whitmire. My name is Akil Burns. I'm with the
Pull the mic up just a little. There you go.
My name is Akil Burns. I'm with the Glenwood Forest Civic. I just basically am here to thank you for the Whitmobile. It's been a blessing for the community. It's been a the spike was in the other areas. It wasn't in Glenwood because I was driving, So, I thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
Next.
I think that's it.
BJ, is that your neighbors? Yes. Your delegation? Okay. I'll meet you outside.
Ramirez has a procedural real quick.
Councilman Ramirez.
Mayor, move to suspend the rules to add Alicia Sebastian and Justin Boyd to be placed after Rain Eatman on the previous 1-minute agenda.
Hoffman seconds.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say yes. Those opposed nay. Motion passes. I'm going to ask the Mayor Pro Tem to preside, and I'll be back shortly.
Tatiana Rapinski. Sheila James.
Sheila James.
No.
Next speaker.
Ralph Kirby.
Ralph Kirby. Next speaker.
Jennifer Johnson.
Jennifer Johnson.
To be followed by James Murphy.
Hello, Ms. Johnson.
Hello. Thank you for having me, council members. My name is Jennifer Johnson. I'm a resident of District C and a member of the Migration with Dignity Coalition, which is a faith-based coalition advocating for immigrants. I'm here to ask the City Council to minimize cooperation with ICE by suspending non-safety traffic stops. A report from the Cato Institute said that 73% of people detained by ICE have no convictions and 95% have no violent convictions. Suspending non-safety traffic stops will prevent our resources from going towards the threat towards nonviolent people who are just going about their daily lives and possibly subjecting them to the loss of their civil rights and their human rights that ICE has been perpetrating nationwide with their masks and unmarked cars and lack of due process. People are losing their freedoms, in extreme cases, even their lives, and we have an opportunity to mitigate that harm, and Houston should do that. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Next speaker.
James Murphy. To be followed by Pauline Tronkel.
Good evening. My name is James Murphy and I reside in District C. I'm here to speak out against any policies that subject our neighbors to the fear of detention, family separations, or even deportation to God knows where, simply because of their accent or appearance. What concerns me is that way too often we hear of some new outrage or abuse related to ICE or DHS that's due to error, incompetence, or intentional cruelty. We were told the worst of the worst would be targeted, but instead anyone in our community is at risk, including legal residents and citizens who may be wrongly identified. I would beg you to reconsider any policies that subject our neighbors to this threat. Thank you for listening to me.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Pauline Tronkel. To be followed by Rika Damalabat.
Good afternoon. I'm Pauline Troncalli, and I live in the East End. I'm a third-generation Houstonian. We need to ask ourselves how we want to be remembered. Are we proud of what's going on around us? What do we want to be remembered for? My paternal grandfather, Pete, came to this country from Sicily as a boy, and his job in the coal mines of Colorado was to guide the donkey that pulled the wagon full of coal. They later moved to Houston. On my mother's side, I found an ancestor who came here as an indentured servant. All of them had hard lives, but they didn't have to face the ICE machine. Do we know where we came from? Do you know where you came from? How do we want to be remembered? Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. Next speaker. If you'll refrain from clapping, can we ask everyone to not clap in between the speakers, please? Not clap in between the speakers.
Rika
Go ahead.
Damalabad.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Sister Rika Dimalibot. I am a member of the Sisters of Charity of the Incarnate Word, and I live in District 1 in East End. I speak tonight with the Migration with Dignity Coalition. I am here to encourage you to be proactive in protecting the rights of our immigrant brothers and sisters in our city. This is one of the most important issues facing our city today. In the face of increasing and deeply troubling overreach of ICE and DHS, we must do more to ensure their actions, often illegal and unconstitutional, do not overshadow the mission of our local law enforcement. To establish trust and cooperation between our cities, police, and all of its residents, I urge you to untangle HPD's alliance with ICE and ensure the safety and dignity of all Houstonians. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. We appreciate you being here. Next speaker.
Catherine Guthrie.
Catherine Guthrie. Catherine Guthrie. To be followed by.
To be followed by Taylor Brown.
Hello, Ms. Guthrie.
I've talked to the City Council. My name is Catherine Guthrie. I'm with Joaquin Martinez's district, and I live in the East End. I'm here with Trinity Church, Episcopal Church. I remember when I was a young girl and how we went and did a Halloween trick-or-treat with a policeman. He gave us 5 cents. We weren't scared of the policeman. And I worry about children now that will start become really scared and fearful of law enforcement, especially if we use our Houston police, sources to help with ICE. I worry about schools because I was an occupational therapist in the school district for 40 years. They used to be sacred spaces. I worked with early childhood intervention where I did go into homes of immigrants. Again, I worry about the state of our children and how the fear and the hatred that is coming with this ICE and also with the police department working with non-safety issues.
Your time has expired.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Next speaker.
Taylor Brown. To be followed by Jolanda Jones.
Hello, I'm Taylor Brown. I'm a resident of District K. I'm a registered nurse in the city. I'm a native Houstonian who moved back to the city. I've received my degrees in this city. But as someone who's newly engaged, who's growing up, who would like to start a family, I cannot in good consciousness give birth and raise children in this city. And I say this as a nurse who takes care of women in C-sections. I've noticed an increase in my patients being scared to speak to me openly. I've noticed an increase in my patients being dishonest. And then you go through their records and you find out information that explains why. And as a black woman in this city, who has lived in this city, who grew up in this city, I have noticed just a continuing downturn in the energy in this city. And yes, I follow and agree with everyone else who is here for the same reasons in terms of getting HPD to stop. You know what we are here for. We have said these at the last. This is not my first time speaking here, and we will continue to say this. I actually just want to also point out that I found it extremely disrespectful last time for the meeting to be adjourned early because you disliked what people were saying to you. This is the only avenue that we legally have to speak to you in front of you. I cannot leave work early because I do not like my patients. I have been spat on, called slurs, slapped.
Thank you, Ms. Brown.
I show up to work because it's the right thing to do every day. So I encourage you all to actually deeply listen to what these people are saying to you, regardless of what other private interests you may have, regardless of how you may feel about what people are saying to you. I woke up early this morning, went to work, got gas to come here.
Thank you for being here.
And I will show up to work for tomorrow. And I expect the same from I voted yesterday after work. I continue to vote in every election. Everyone else here deserves to be heard, and not just to be heard, to have action put behind your words.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. We
Thankfully, that
appreciate
work
you
is
being here.
dead, and I feel like this is dead.
Thank you for being here. Next speaker.
Honorable Jolanda Jones, to be followed by Emily Chapman.
Either one. Either one.
Mayor Pro Tem, council members, my name is Jolanda Jones. I'm the state representative for House District 147, and I also used to sit right there where Councilmember Davis is, but that's neither here nor there. I'm here regarding the proposed replat involving 5204 Live Oak and the contiguous parcels along Southmore. And I'm here because the law, the deed restrictions, and the people of Riverside Terrace are all being ignored. I hadn't intended to say this first, but I made a public information request because I was told to, as a councilman, as a state rep, that I had to go through channels of like citizens and not governmental relations to request information. And so I want for the record to show that Dorianne Powell Flegum, PHLEGM, has not responded to my request for information, of public information, and I'm offended by that. In any case, first, Riverside Terrace has recorded deed restrictions, and they control the property. The proposed commercial use violates the express language of those restrictions. The Riverside Terrace deed restrictions state that no place of business of any kind shall be constructed or maintained, and that the property shall be used for residential purposes. Shall is mandatory language. It's not permissive. It's not optional. These restrictions automatically renew every 15 years unless terminated by the fee simple owners of at least 75% of the frontage through a written instrument filed at least 5 years in advance. That has not been done. There's no evidence that such a termination instrument was ever recorded. That means the deed restrictions remain binding today. A convenience store gas station and alcohol sales directly violate the mandatory residential use protections that govern Riverside Terrace, and a replat does not erase private property rights and law. And let me address something directly. I understand that somewhere in the city there, I've heard people say that this is not a deed-restricted neighborhood. I respectfully submit to you that is absolutely wrong. Second, this proposal is not compliant with Chapter 42. What is being presented as a technical replat is anything but technical. The applicant is carving out a small live oak portion of a multiple contiguous parcels, including 2532 Southmore, 5210 Live Oak, and I think there's at least one other address. In any case, I'm going to cut to the chase. Our neighborhood does not want this. These are our homes. I'm hotter than I'll stop. Yes, Councilman.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem, and good afternoon to everyone. You can have my minute.
Thank you. Let me say this. We live in these homes. I bought my house in 1997. It's only supposed to be residential. And it seems like the city is hell-bent on allowing them to put a convenience store gas station, which increases crime. People urinate in our yards, have sex in our yards, leave trash in our yards with convenience store gas stations. And it is offensive. Thank you. I appreciate you. And we are not going away. We're going to show up to the March 5th Planning Commission meeting, which I'm asking you guys to move because this needs to be investigated, and the Planning Department needs to respond to public information requests.
Have you talked to the council member in D because she can have that deferred?
Right, she's in Washington D.C. right now.
Okay, we can get we can make a request to have it deferred. And Randy, who is the city attorney for their area?
No, they wouldn't have a city attorney for the area. It goes through real estate, and I think planning is looking at it right now and has outside counsel looking at it.
Okay, I'll circle back with Councilmember Shabazz and see which attorney is working on it, and we can get that deferred so that y'all can be prepared for the planning meeting.
And they're literally going out of their way to avoid having to do a variance.
Okay.
And if you do grant this replat, you're going to turn this into an Ashby high-rise situation where the city didn't do the due diligence prior, and now they have a big old high-rise in a neighborhood that's only two, where most houses are only 2 stories.
Okay. Thank you,
and anyway,
State
I'm
Rep.
hotter than fish grease.
We see. Thank you, State Rep. We'll follow up with your council member as well. Next speaker.
Emily Chapman.
Emily Chapman.
To be followed by Hannah Romero.
Thank you, Ms. Chapman.
Good evening. My name is Emily Chapman. I live in District C in the Montrose area and serve as senior pastor at St. Mark's United Methodist Church, which is in the Heights in District H. As an 18-year Houstonian, most of my favorite things about our city exist because of our city's immigrant communities. And my faith demands that I care about the dignity of immigrants, a care shared by many Houstonians of all faiths and none at all. So this time in our country demands our courage and transformation. And so as Houston's leaders, I am here today to plead with you to do everything that you can to protect the immigrants that make our city great. In particular, today I ask you to remove HPD from non-safety traffic stops that do not address the root issues of crime and instead send non-violent individuals into for-profit prison systems. Ending non-traffic safety stops would benefit our communities while limiting harms to on-the-ground law enforcement officers. I thank you for your time, your care, your compassion, and tell you that you are in my and my church's prayers as you lead us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chapman. Next speaker,
Hannah Romero.
Hannah Romero. To be followed by?
Eiley McIvers.
That's fine.
Hi, my name is Hannah Atkins Romero, and I'm the rector at Trinity Episcopal Church in Houston. I've been the rector there for 19 years, and I come with the Migration with Dignity Coalition to ask for Houston Police Department to begin a process of diminishing or eradicating the non-safety traffic stops because, and you all, we've sent you all kinds of information about the statistics about how those non-safety traffic stops lead to collusion with ICE, and when the Houston Police Department think that the people driving don't have the right documents. So it doesn't help. Well,
your time has expired.
well, you're going to hear more from us. We're organizing Baptists, Roman Catholics, evangelicals, Methodists, all over. We started with one. We have 20 here tonight, and we're going to keep on going.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Eiley McIvers.
Eiley McIvers.
To be followed by Samuel Jesse.
Good afternoon. My name is Eiley McKeevers, and I am a District E resident, a Quaker, and the daughter of 2 immigrants who cares deeply for the well-being and safety of my community. And today I am here to urge you, like everyone else, to remove HPD from non-safety traffic stops and put an end to HPD collaboration with ICE. HPD collaboration with ICE is actively destructive to immigrant communities across our city and creates a culture of fear and mistrust. Being undocumented is not a criminal offense. And I'll say that again, being undocumented is not a criminal offense and should not be treated as such. Pulling someone over because they can't afford to fix a broken windshield and then immediately calling ICE does much more to punish the most marginalized in our communities than help keep our roads safe. Again, I urge you to remove HPD from non-safety traffic stops and put an immediate and permanent end to HPD collaboration with ICE. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Samuel Jesse.
Samuel Jesse. Next speaker.
Luke Chisholm.
Luke Chisholm.
To be followed by Kane Quijano.
My name is Luke Chisholm, and I'm a Houston resident. Today, I'm imploring HPD to abstain from non-safety traffic stops and end their collaboration with ICE. ICE is participating in a reign of violence in American communities, and HPD is cooperating with them, further betraying any notion that our police are meant to improve the safety of our people. Being undocumented is not a criminal offense, and disrupting our roads and our communities to report struggling and marginalized individuals to one of the largest military forces in the world to benefit the interests of authoritarian parties is simply cruel. These actions destroy families and the future well-being of our society. If any integrity exists in HPD, they need to remove officers from non-safety traffic stops and in collaboration with ICE.
Thank you for being here. Next speaker.
Kane Quijano.
Kane Quijano. Kane Quijano. Next speaker.
Maria Bautista.
Maria Bautista.
To be followed by Lindsay Burrows.
Good evening. My name is Maria Teresa Bautista Berrios, and I serve as a priest at Trinity Episcopal Church and a resident of District K. I come to you tonight not as clergy, but as an Afro-Latina woman, the daughter of 2 naturalized citizens, and the wife of an elementary school teacher who watches the students struggle each day, afraid their parents won't be there to pick them up. He has lost already 4 students due to deportations. This isn't fair to our teachers nor students. This is what non-safety traffic stops does and what ICE collaboration does to our communities. They're not making anyone feel safer. They're making us afraid. We're asking this council to pass an ordinance ending non-safety traffic stops and to cease all collaboration with ICE. Proverbs 31 commands us to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves and defend the rights of the poor and needy. Tonight I am speaking up and so many others. Houston can do better. Our people deserve better. Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Next speaker,
Lindsey Burrows.
Lindsey Burrows.
To be followed by Adrian Amezquita.
Good evening. My name is Lindsey Burrows. I am here tonight urging you to end non-safety traffic stops. These stops are literally just harming our community, and they do not contribute to making our neighborhoods safer. They are a waste of time and tax dollars. Per HPD's own reporting, they rarely result in any arrest or finding contraband or anything even remotely useful. Rather than non-safety traffic stops, they increase the risk to our community disproportionately, our black and brown community members. The frequency and amount of time spent on these non-safety traffic stops only contribute to the distrust Houston has towards our police officers. There are reports that non-safety traffic stops can take up to 40 minutes. I can get across town in that time. That is ridiculous. Council members, please end the non-safety traffic stops and stop the harassment of your constituents, your friends, your family, and your neighbors. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Adrian Amezquita. To be followed by Samantha Rainman.
Good evening.
How are you?
Pretty good. I'm here representing the largest Hispanic pastoral network in our city with more than 130 churches united in faith and service. I respectfully urge you to limit cooperation with ICE. Those who commit crime should be indeed held accountable and removed, but the good, hardworking people in our communities deserve the opportunity to remain here, to live in peace, and to build a future for their families without fear. Let us choose compassion alongside justice and humanity alongside law. Our communities flourish when dignity, mercy, and wisdom guide our decisions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for being here. If we can refrain from clapping in between speakers, that would be helpful for us to keep the meeting moving. Thank you. Next speaker.
Samantha Rainman.
Samantha Raymond. Samantha Raymond. Next speaker.
Maximiliano Diaz.
Maximiliano Diaz.
To be followed by Destiny Planter.
Hello, Mr. Diaz.
Hi, my name's Maximiliano Diaz. I am the son of an immigrant, married to one, and a Houston resident. I am disgusted by the city choosing to ignore the will of the people. I have immigrant family who is already scared as it is, and this is a betrayal to them and to the rest of the people of the city. I have heard the excuses by the City Council, but SB 4 states that local law enforcement is required to comply with valid ICE detainers, not ICE administrative warrants. Stop HPD collaboration with ICE and end the non-safety traffic stops.
Thank you for being here. Next speaker.
Destiny Planter. To be followed by Brittany Francis.
My name is Destiny Planter. I'm a civil rights attorney at People's Council, which is a small but mighty nonprofit organization that believes that every survivor of police violence deserves an advocate. And so we are those advocates. We litigate, we investigate, and we advocate. And through our work, we have seen the horrors of non-safety traffic stops. We have seen people pulled over for small things, and then the situation escalates dramatically. I have cases right now where clients have had their rights violated. They have been attacked. They have been brutalized. So the stories are clear. The data is clear. Non-safety traffic stops do not keep black and brown people, people who look like me, people who live in Houston, safe. Let's do something about it.
Brittany Francis, to be followed by Maureen O'Connell.
Good evening, Council. My name is Brittany Francis. Yes. Good evening, Council. My name is Brittany Francis, and I'm Executive Director of People's Council. And I'm here with my colleague, Destiny Planter. I'm also the proud daughter of immigrants. Every week, my office speaks with Houston residents who have been brutalized by police officers, by the very people who are supposed to be protecting them. And the tragedy of my job is that I'm almost always too late. I can fight for accountability, but I can't turn back time. In a driving city like Houston, traffic stops are the most frequent interaction between community members and the police. And so quickly, a low-level infraction turns into someone losing their life, whether it's on the side of the road, in Harris County Jail, or in an ICE detention facility. It's heartbreaking, and it doesn't have to be this way. Comprehensive national studies have demonstrated that no matter how many times people are pulled over for traffic infractions, it does not improve the safety of our roadways. We have a moral and a constitutional obligation to protect our neighbors by ending non-safety traffic stops. Thank you.
Good evening, thank you. I'm Sister Maureen O'Connell, a Dominican sister, a resident of District G, and a member of the Migration with Dignity group. I'm here tonight to raise my concerns for the people of our community who are being traumatized by the federal government's approach to immigration. I'm hesitant to use the term collateral damage, but it's the best way to describe the trauma I fear that our police officers and their families are experiencing when they are expected to collaborate with ICE in identifying and detaining our immigrant sisters and brothers. I hope that we might already understand the stress that these women and men experience in their everyday assignments and the stress their families experience when mom or dad leave for work. However, given the current climate in this country and the perception that many have about whether one should trust a police officer, I cannot help but think the trauma experienced by our immigrant brothers and sisters spills over to all of us, and particularly our law enforcement officers who pledge to serve and protect.
Your time has expired.
But not to participate in activities that disregard constitutional rights and sidestep the law. Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Camila Amador, to be followed by Kofi Taharka.
Good afternoon. My name is Camila Galindo Amador, and I'm a 16-year-old student in Houston. Here in Houston. I'm here to ask you all to please revise HPD General Order 500-05. Right now it says officers shall contact ICE after a possible hit, even during non-safety traffic stops. And that one word shall turns ordinary encounters into gateways to deportation, and this fear follows students into schools. As a student in HISD, I have witnessed classrooms become places of anxiety instead of learning. I plead with you all to use the power that you do have to revise the order and edit shall to may, and make clear that immigration enforcement does not belong in or near schools. Houston's youth deserve classrooms, not checkpoints, and I refuse to keep walking into classrooms with empty seats. Thank you.
Kofi Taharka, to be followed by Marie Alcazar.
Yes, I'm Kofi Taharka. I have the privilege, the honor, and the responsibility of being the national chairman of the National Black United Front. We are located within 300 feet of this proposed gas station. I have a petition I'd like to distribute to you. To the right? Yeah. That is a petition. We stand against this gas station and these parasitic, ruthless developers. I'm here because we as an organization have been there 30 years. We helped turn a crack house into a community-based organization. We have a long track record. The question we have is, Mayor Whitmire and council people, will you stand with us against this attack by these parasitic, ruthless developers on our historic neighborhood?
Mr. Coffey, thank you for coming today. I know that Ingram from District D is here, and we heard also from State Representative Jolanda Jones. So I know that the District D office is going to work on a deferral so we can get more information about your D restrictions and also go through the legal process to see what can be done. So what you're saying is not falling on deaf ears. We have a very similar situation in District K with a lot of gas stations going on every corner. We have gone through the process of ARA and tried to do a moratorium. With Texas being such a strong property rights state, it's been very difficult. But I will tell you that we will definitely work with the District D office to see if we can get that deferral and make sure we go through the entire process with your community as well.
All right. Is it possible that my neighbors who are here to speak on this issue be able to come up behind me?
What's the next name? What's their name? Do you have that?
There's a lot of them back there.
Yeah, we'll accommodate.
Okay, we'll call them up.
We'll go
One of the things that I mentioned, Brother Pastor, Councilman, is that we have been engaged in some of these fights with the city for decades, even going back to the great Linwood Johnson and Allen Parkway Village in Freedmanstown. And we're calling on you to stand with us in a very nice, civilized manner against these parasitic, ruthless developers, because we know how ruthless they are.
We're actually starting with the owner of the property. We've had contact. It's a senior citizen that's had the property in her family for years, so we're actually communicating with her. But as the Mayor Pro Tem says, we've got to follow the process. But certainly our understanding of the community concern is very much on our minds. So thank you for being here. It makes a difference. It gives us the momentum we need, but we've got to go through the process or we'll all end up in court, which might be an option.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have a way to find
Why don't we do this? It's a little out of order, but by that subject matter, why don't you come up one at a time and speak, and we'll find you on the speakers list and I hope those that we're jumping in front of understand. I think it's consistent with us being able to hear it by subject tonight for sure.
Hello, my name is Ronald.
State your name. Your name.
Ronald Thomas, and I live in the Riverside Terrace neighborhood. In my professional experience, when issues arise, we conduct a root cause analysis to identify the underlying problem. Riverside Terrace has a problem. In less than 800 yards from Southmore and Alameda to Southmore and Live Oak, we have 3 stop and rob stores. You call them convenience stores. One is basically a liquor store and a smoke shop. The remaining 2, you get hassled by panhandlers. And next, at 5111 Emancipation at Southmore, there's a halfway house of all male residents who are, it seems to be a halfway house because that's all that's there. At 2505 Southmore, there's a mental health institute. It's owned by Harris County. How did that get there? At 2412, there's a Southmore, there's a dilapidated, dimly run apartment complex that is the seat of crime, prostitution, drugs, panhandling, and homelessness in District D. And now we're going to get a 4th stop and rob. That's less than a mile. 0.41 mile exactly between Alameda and Live Oak. I urge you to stop this abomination. We should not have this in our neighborhood. I looked at the map. It's not west going on Bissonnette. It's not in River Oaks. It's not in Tanglewood. It's not in those affluent neighborhoods. Riverside Terrace should not be subjected to this. Thank you for listening to my plea.
Thank you. Next. Please state your name.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon. My name is Jamila Glover Hurd. I want to thank the council members who came out to our meeting last Friday and showed support for us. I want to take a slightly different approach, and I know the City of Houston has an economic development department. Harris County has a director of economic development posting right now specifically for Precinct 2 that talks about attracting new businesses. So one thing that I'm interested in is learning how the City of Houston's economic development department, how does it partner with businesses that want to come to the community. I would like to know who I can contact for more information, because I am not against development, but we want things that add value to our community and not just to the business owners. So I know that we have tourist dollars. I have contacted and actually participated on the Tourist 7, which is what our neighborhood Riverside is a part of, and I will meet with them separately. But again, I know the City of Houston has the Economic Development Department, and I want to know how are those funds distributed by districts and what is being done, what is the strategy, initiatives that are available to us.
Very good. Why don't you talk to my Chief of Staff? Cynthia, will you visit this lady and arrange for her to talk to Economic Development Director?
Okay.
And get all the information she requests. Next.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. My name is Sharon Evans Brooks, and on behalf of 5,000 households and representing 6 civic associations in McGregor Super Neighborhood, Tamar Bell got caught up in traffic and missed when her name was called. But I'm here to raise your awareness of the proposed gas station, which you're already aware of. And my prior neighbor pointed out that this corridor is a hot spot for criminal activity. So we understand that in the absence of zoning, Houston's neighborhoods, especially in historic neighborhoods, we're dying. We are victims of the wild, wild west of developers who brazenly play loose with ordinances and could care less about the wreckage they dump into our neighborhoods. Developers are keenly aware that the City of Houston investigators and resources are stretched thin, often seemingly rubber stamping applications for replat and certainly for occupancy permits without performing their due diligence required by the ordinance. In this instance, we stakeholders implore every council member on planning to look closely, investigate, and ask really tough, pointed questions.
Thank you. Councilman Davis.
Ms. Brooks, thank you, Mayor. Thank you for coming. And,
thank you.
As you know, we was a part of the meeting that has been taking place since last Friday. And
our town hall meeting in Riverside.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And as a resident that myself, let me ask you the question, and many of those that are coming behind you, what is your opinion about a zoning?
We know it's come up on the ballot several times. I kid you not. We have received so many calls from stakeholders and residents in each and every one of your districts, barring one, because we've kept a tally. And everyone, to the man and to the woman, say, we've got to get zoning in the City of Houston.
So you think that if that initiative was put back in place, are you confident to believe that other people that don't live in Riverside or McGregor Terrace would jump on board with zoning?
Absolutely. It's personal to us. Absolutely. Because it's our homes that align and abut them. But it's happening throughout the city, and all of your constituents are calling and talking about it. Yes, sir.
I think there's a way to get it done without their interrupting development, but as part
we want development.
Absolutely.
But as they say, all money ain't good money.
Yeah.
And all development's not good development.
Okay. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
State your name.
Good evening. My name is Nick Saunders. I live at Live Oak and Oakdale Streets with my wife and my 83-year-old father directly behind this proposed gas station. If this development proceeds, our home becomes unsellable. As a disabled combat veteran with burn pit exposure, the carcinogens terrify me. We'll be the ground zero for crime, noise, and light pollution. But here's what's also real, the strength of our community. Because of the proximity to the proposed gas station, my family has become the community hub in this fight, and what we've witnessed is remarkable. Tangible personal support from neighbors, from civic groups, and elected officials. We've seen firsthand how strong Riverside Terrace is. Together, we have the professional skills, the knowledge, and the liquid capital to mount an effective defense of our neighborhood. So let me be clear to the developer, if they're here, this is not a battle you will win. We are prepared to fight and make this a highly visible issue across Houston. To City Council and Mayor Whitmire, please know that we are all single-issue voters on this. So please stand with us and help us block the gas station. Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Oh, Councilor Ramirez. That's fine, sir. Thank you. Councilor Ramirez on procedure.
Yes, Mayor. Procedural motion to add Sarah Syed to the bottom of the first page below Callista Herbert. Yeah. Thank you.
Very good. Oh, motion's made, seconded. All in favor say yes. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes. Yes, ma'am.
Good evening. My name is Julia Saunders, and I'm here to strongly oppose the proposed gas station and convenience store directly behind my home on the corner of Southmore and Live Oak. This development presents serious safety concerns, including increased traffic hazard, late-night activity, and a higher risk of crime. It also introduces health risks from air pollution and water pollutants to persistent noise, none of which belongs in a residential neighborhood. Let me be clear, this is a residential neighborhood. Beyond safety and health, a project like this would inevitably lower surrounding property values, harming homeowners who have invested their lives and their savings into this community. Additionally, there are multiple issues with the developer's proposal, including omissions in the replat application and a disregard to deed restrictions that govern this property. For me and for many residents, this is a one-issue voting concern. Any Houston City member who has the ability to stop this and does not stop this will not receive my vote. We expect responsible leadership that protects its residents, not developers. Thank you.
Next.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. My name is Maya Ford. I reside on Oakdale Street. I'm the neighbor of the Saunders. And reminding you all that the residents of this city really deserve to not be a part of speculative developers. We deserve to be served by you all. Particularly, this development seems disingenuous because there are loopholes at play that were expected that we wouldn't understand better, but we do. And we are mandating that this has not only the solution for our community, but for communities like ours. We mandate trust, clarity, and actual completion of what happens to make sure that our communities are safe. And when that happens, then we are a better Houston together. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Councilmember Pollard.
Thank you for coming forward.
Good to see you, sir.
So you mentioned loopholes at play. Can you elaborate a little more on that?
Specifically in the application, there's one portion of the application for replat that's on a residential street, but it completely avoids the main thoroughfare, which is on Southmore. And to put it on the residential side, it allows it to go through without any variance, but if they were to put it on Southmore, there would be variances. So it's disingenuous. If you expect us to be able to come and to make decisions about how we pay our taxes, how we keep our communities clean, that's great. But we also deserve to have honest, thorough information about our health and safety. We also know that through that replat, it introduces very harmful components like benzene into the community. We have a ton of kids, Houston's future, in this neighborhood, and so we're not dumb enough to just go for the okie doke.
I agree with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Next.
Good afternoon. I'm Travis McGee, South Park Super Neighborhood President, Sunnyside Civic Leader. Okay, we have different addresses, the same problems. So pretty soon we're going to have more gas stations than churches in our neighborhood. Some people look out their back window, they have a gas station in their backyard. Some people look on the side of their house, they have a gas station in their backyard. Yes, we do need zoning. We need zoning as soon as possible. Most of the undesirables, the eyesores, the bad business, the environmental issues are all dumped in black and brown communities. That's factual information. But my question is, who's giving the permits out? Even with deed restrictions, if that developer got big pockets, they don't care about deed restrictions. So we need the city to step in and help us with this. I mean, it makes no sense. The junkyards, the environmental issues, the crushed concrete plants, anything you name, they are dumped in black and brown neighborhoods. We have some of the worst air quality in the Sunnyside South Park area. And we're still putting these commercial trucks. And I also need to know,
Your time has expired.
is the owner asking for this variance to develop? And if so, who's granting it?
Good job. Thank you.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Next.
Hi, my name is Jason Poland, and I live across the street from the Fuel Depot Southmore replat. A convenience store gas station does not belong in the middle of a residential neighborhood. The congestion and on-street parking along Southmore and Live Oak is already so bad, my neighbor worries if an ambulance will be able to reach her during an emergency. Responsible development does not make citizens fear for their lives. Peer-reviewed studies prove that children living within 300 feet of gas stations are twice as likely to develop leukemia and lifelong respiratory disabilities. This gas station is literally in our backyards, ground zero, tripling the likelihood of cancer and chronic diseases for my neighbors and their children. Please deny the Fuel Depot Southmore replat. Furthermore, I fully support an ordinance that would protect our family's health by strengthening the distance requirements between gas stations and sensitive locations like homes. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Hi, my name is Tatiana Rapinski. I'm from the 6th Ward. I came here a few months ago to speak out against a gas station that was planned to be built just feet from homes in our neighborhood. As you can see, it's happening now in the 3rd Ward. There's currently a proposed ordinance that would set minimum distance requirements between gas stations and homes. It's currently with the administration, and we urge you all to continue advocating for this to keep moving it forward. This is a public health concern. Underground storage tanks expose residents living next to them to benzene, which can cause cancer, and we're asking you to take action to protect our families. We need a permanent solution for the 3rd Ward, for the 6th Ward, and for all Houstonians. Please keep moving this forward. Thank you.
Ma'am.
Ms. Rapinski.
Councilman Castillo.
Thank you, Mayor, and Tatiana, thank you for coming down here to highlight that this is also impacting neighborhoods in District H as throughout the city. I will continue to support y'all's efforts for some type of protections and work with the administration.
Thank you.
Next.
Marie Alcazar. Samuel Wagner. To be followed by Jan Forney.
Hello, I'm Sam Wagner. I live in the Midtown area, and I'm here to ask for the Austin Street bike lane to be reconstructed south of Gray Street. I was recently read that the Houston Parks Board is, on the Houston Parks Board, that they're extending the Bayou Trails from Austin at the end up to the White Oak Bayou Trails, and so it feels like we're undermining a lot of our parks investment if we don't have a safe way to get to the parks from the neighborhoods. And so before it was ripped out, Austin Street was basically the spine through the center of the city, and it made a great route to get to both the north side neighborhoods and allow the north side to come down to get to Herman Park on the south, in the middle of the city. And so now that Austin Street is gone, we don't have a safe route to go between those areas. And I'm asking that the city reconsider its decision to rip out the bike lane and put it back in so that we have our safe route through the city again. Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Jan Forney, to be followed by Callista Herbert.
Hello, City Council. Yeah. Hi, my name's Jan Forney. I live in the Montrose area. This is a time in our country when it's really about our ethics and about what one woman said, trust and rebuilding our connection in the city to protect one another. And so what I want to point out, though, is we dealt with this once before. It was in 2017 when we had to deal with SB4, and the city council was supportive and the mayor was supportive, and they found ways to prevent a child detention center from being here in downtown. SB4, they fought against it, but it was passed anyways. We've been here before, and that was a long time ago. It's only getting worse. We've seen people hurt. We've seen unconscionable, inhuman things happen. So what I want to point out, and this is to point out there's risk on all sides here. There's one, we ought to be good human beings for each other and with each other. Two, there's a liability for the city. And I'm going to be looking for lawyers to press that case. There's liability for
your time
for
has
ICE
expired.
following. I had 2 minutes. That was 2 minutes. ICE following the rule of law. HPD following the rule of law. Arresting people in masks, busting down doors, hurting people. That's illegal. That's unconstitutional. Search and seizure, Constitutional Amendment 4, human rights and citizen rights. And none of those are being followed in other cities. Meanwhile, we have a pipeline coming from Minneapolis through Houston that's tripled after the 2 deaths.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
So my point is, the city, and you need a little group, your lawyers and a little group to form and protect. If any children disappear, I'm going to be back.
Okay, thank you. I've been very generous. Next.
Hello, my name is Callista Schneido Herbert. I'm a resident of District C and a member of the Migration with Dignity Coalition. I'm also a native Houstonian, and I love my city and the great diversity of people, cultures, ideas, businesses, and customs which we have. And I want all of our residents to be safe, all of the residents of this great city to be safe, including the undocumented immigrants who are our friends, our neighbors, our workers, and our colleagues. I am in agreement with the group that's here to ask you to end non-safety traffic stops. These are stops for non-tinted windows or for tinted windows, cracked windshields, and expired registrations. A majority of calls to ICE are initiated during these non-safety traffic stops. Since 2002, there have been more than 2,600 immigrant drivers who have been deported for these non-safety traffic stops. I think we all understand that the need to deport criminals of serious crimes, but non-safety traffic stops are not they.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Sarah Syed, to be followed by Sarah Riemann.
Good evening. My name is Sarah Sayed. I serve as the policy manager for Woody Juntos. I'm here at City Council to urge council members to demand full transparency regarding interactions between our local police and ICE. And I'm saying this in language. Houston is home to 145 languages. Our community deserves a clear, publicly available workflow explaining exactly when and how ICE becomes involved after an encounter. Under what circumstances are they notified? Who makes that decision? Is it automatic for certain arrests or discretionary? What happens if someone is held, transferred, or released? And how is each step documented? People who don't speak English don't know what's going on. And verbally telling somebody a workflow is not the same as releasing it publicly and having it available to people in language. Transparency is not about politics, it's about accountability and trust. Without written protocols and public reporting, residents are left uncertain about their rights and fearful of unseen processes. If we want trust between the community and law enforcement, the process must be clear.
Thank you.
Sarah Raymond. To be followed by Felix Kapoor.
Yo, what's up, City Council? My name is Sarah. I'm a teacher, I'm an artist, I live here. When I think about reimagining safety for everyone, I don't think of the carceral mass surveillance Orwellian apparatus that currently looms over Houston. Something as simple as traffic stops, especially non-safety traffic stops, is a civil rights issue. Every traffic stop is the product of systems and policies that magnify racial and class inequalities. And analysis and research on HPD data since 2023 has shown a steady increase on use of force and rates of arrest out of non-safety traffic stops, especially with Black and Latino drivers facing the brunt of brutality at the hands of HPD, which if you look at their hands, there's a lot of blood on there. Non-safety traffic stops only support a violent, racist police force and ICE, and non-safety traffic stops, and them, and as collaboration with HPD, it's really simple from what everyone else has been saying here, and only then we can reimagine safety for everyone. Thank you.
Felix Kapoor, to be followed by Jess Spieler.
Good evening, Council. I'm Felix Kapoor, lifelong resident of Houston and current resident of District I. I just want to share one story. About 3 months ago, there were ICE agents in a really, really small apartment complex close to my house. I was called by a friend to go and help support some of the neighbors over there. There was people who couldn't leave their house. There was people who had to call sick in to work. There was people that I personally had to drive out of the complex so they could pick up their kids. There's people we had to walk their kids to a bus stop so they could go to school. If that's not enough to get the city to actually just make a proclamation, let alone do something radical like end traffic safety stops, then I don't know what is. Most of council here is from immigrant families. And if that's not enough for y'all to stand up to this government and what's going on and the invasion happening,
your time has expired.
That's pretty spineless.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jess Spieler. Earl Detweiler. Claire Johnson. To be followed by Isaiah Lopez.
Do I just speak, I guess? My name is Claire. I am a resident of Houston for 15 years. I live in District A. I think like a lot of people here, I'm very disturbed. Being 7 months pregnant, bringing a child into this city, seeing what's happening, seeing what's not happening. It's very frightening. I think that what we've heard from City Council around requirement to collaborate with ICE is, honestly, it's just lies. These laws are very controversial to begin with. They are not clear in that you have to collaborate with ICE in this way, especially in non-safety traffic violations. I've heard some interviews from some lawyers, some different immigrant advocacy groups that are a lot more informed than I am on this topic, but it is clear that what is coming out of City Council is not concrete, and I urge you to do more.
Your time has expired. Isaiah Lopez. Michelle Lynn. To be followed by Andrea Rapier.
Good evening, Mayor Whitmire and City Council members. Good evening, Mayor Whitmire and City Council members. I'm a member of Palmer Memorial Episcopal Church and the Migration with Dignity Coalition. As you have heard earlier, there have been over 2,600 immigrant drivers here who have been deported due to police stops for infractions as small as a broken tail light. I'm here this evening to ask you to end these non-safety traffic stop violations altogether, as these stops disproportionately affect Black, Brown, and low-income and immigrant populations. The results of a 2025 annual Houston Police Department racial profiling report indicate that as many as 7,000 traffic violations in 2025, 84% were committed by people of color for something as small as that broken taillight, cracked windshield, or an expired inspection ticket. Data shows these stops rarely make roads safer, but instead lead to racial disparities and loss of trust in police.
Your time has expired.
I ask the city to do likewise.
Thank you.
your entry.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. I'm Andrea Rapier. I'm an immigrant, a U.S. Army veteran, a Houstoner as of a year ago, and I am a child of immigrants, documented ones. The emotional appeals that have been made here today does not excuse the rule of law. The Agreement 287G protects our community from ICE invasion. It is not a violation of our community, it is actually protection of our community, because the traffic stops actually intercepts the movement of undocumented criminals before they hide in our neighborhoods. There is also an economic consequence to not upholding this ICE agreement with HPD, and also by removing the policing of minor traffic violations.
Your time has expired. Jeremy Peel.
ICE pays 100% of the salaries of deputized HPD officers.
Ma'am, your time's up. I'm sorry.
Okay.
The rules. Thank you. Martha, just a sec, ma'am. Next.
Jeremy Peel. To be followed by Connor Schultz.
Good evening, Council. My name is Jeremy Peel. I'm an attorney living in District C, and I'm here to speak on HPD's collaboration with ICE. The Fifth Circuit has held Senate Bill 4 is constitutional. Therefore, I'm not asking you to violate the law. I'm asking you to follow it without violating constitutional rights. The Fourth Amendment prohibits prolonging detention without suspicion of a crime. An ICE administrative warrant is civil, not criminal. Extending a stop for that reason is unlawful detention under Supreme Court precedent. HPD should not go looking for ICE administrative warrants or extending stops to wait for ICE. Officers should focus on public safety, not civil immigration enforcement. Due process applies to everyone regardless of immigration status. Today I urge this council to protect our neighbors, protect due process, protect the constitutional rights of all people in this city, not just U.S. citizens with voting rights. Unless the city wants to legally defend their unconstitutional practices, I urge this council to adopt a policy that protects the constitutional rights of immigrants. Thank you.
Mayor, I'm going to ask that we ask the audience to please refrain from clapping so we can keep the moving going forward.
Please, we're having a good session. Please cooperate and let's keep going forward. But the rules really do ask you not to applaud because it eats up some of our productive time. So please follow the rules and let's have a good session. Next.
Connor Schultz. To be followed by Cody Zale.
Good evening. My name is Connor Schultz, and I'm speaking here on behalf of Rice University's International Student Body. International students make up 13% of our undergrad and 39% of our graduate student body. And we have been a target over the last year from visa terminations and student intimidation by immigration enforcement. I ask of you to end HPD's non-safety traffic stops and cancel our city's collaboration with ICE. You have an obligation to protect Houstonians, and you choose to be complicit in these inhumane attacks. Whereas other cities across the nation are standing up to these violations of our rights, Houston refuses to grow a spine. Students have a right to an education without fear of deportation. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next. Cody Zale, to be followed by Jasmine Katamagbari.
Hello.
Hello, my name is Cody Zell, UH student and Houston DSA member. Joaquin Martinez is my representative. Simply put, this collaboration with ICE has to end. For over a year, non-safety traffic stops have been a funnel from day-to-day interactions with local law enforcement to indefinite ICE detainment. Houston residents are having their rights violated daily. Being stopped for a busted taillight does not give HPD a right to illegally hold Houston residents for hours and forcefully hand them off to the predatory agency that is ICE. Community members have been here month after month demanding justice for Houston's immigrant community. Follow through with the demands of the Houston Leads Coalition and take a stand. Also, the absolute annoying setup of these meetings and even the early ending of the last meeting is just absurd. I don't know why y'all are so allergic to actually listening to community members, but it has to stop. I mean, literally, how are we actually seeing Houston residents have their rights violated daily? And, like, nobody is just willing to take a stand on it.
Thank you.
Your time has expired. Jasmine Katamagbari. To be followed by Vi Pham.
We are being watched. We are being watched by HPD, we're being watched by ICE, and we're being watched by police departments thousands of miles away, all because of Houston's contract with Flock. On your way here, you probably passed hundreds of Flock cameras, all tracking your license plates and your every move. And we know that HPD has this data, but who else does? Other police departments have enabled their transparency portal to show the public where their data is being shared, but HPD has not. HPD claims that they don't share data with ICE, and yet I found that HPD is sharing our data with a police department in Illinois. A single police officer in Georgia used Alvin ISD's Flock cameras to help target parents for deportation. So what is preventing other police departments from using HPD's data for the same purpose? Nothing. You have enabled a completely unaccountable mass surveillance machine that can target Houstonians for deportation from across the country. So please stop the surveillance, stop the deportation pipeline, and be like Austin and San Marcos and end the Flock contract. Thank you.
Vi Pham. Tamara Alexander. To be followed by Danny Stevens.
Good evening, Mayor and Council members. I am Tamara Alexander, and I am the president of the South Union Civic Club in District D. Mayor, I stood before this council not long ago to address the ongoing crisis of illegal dumping in South Union. Unfortunately, it remains a battle we face every single day. What we have learned is that our community does not need more conversation. We need coordinated action and true boots on the ground. In search for solutions, we reached out to P.J. Jones and the Glenwood Forest Civic Board to learn how they have achieved such measurable success. Recently, our board drove through Glenwood Forest, and we must say it's clean, and the pride in that neighborhood is visible and undeniable. What we witnessed was the result of strong collaboration between their civic club, the City of Houston, and Constable Rosen's office. That partnership is working and producing real results. Mayor Whitmire, South Union is ready. We are prepared to implement this strategy and to work in partnership with the city and law enforcement to protect and restore our neighborhood.
Your time has expired.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
We'll definitely contact you. Thank you for being here.
Danny Stevens.
Mayor, Council, my name is Danny Stevens. I live in District G. I'm here to speak to you about the HPD policy change. I find it amazing, gross that you're considering changing this policy and prioritizing illegal immigrants over American citizens and Houstonians. I would love for my partner to come home at night. I'm sure you would love for your partner, your children to come home at night. Unfortunately, this family, the Asensio family, cannot have that because an illegal immigrant drunk driver ran into their car on Thanksgiving Day. The father, a U.S. Marine, lost his leg. Their daughter, Aria, is dead. And the mom cannot walk because her foot is mangled. And thank God their two other children, boys, were able to survive without injury. We should not prioritize illegal immigrants over U.S. citizens.
Your time has expired.
UPD policy, HPD policy, back the blue, don't cuff the blue. Thank you, Mayor.
Sharmika Martin, to be followed by Dana Jones.
Hi, Council. Hi, everybody. Howdy.
Talk in the mic.
Hi, I'm actually here in a good mood today. I know last time you saw me, everybody was sitting back in their seats. So I want to apologize for how I came last time because it's the passion in me. So this time I am actually here to thank you guys for starting the program in another district that we would like to mimic in South Union. Mayor, you sent the Whitmobile, so we need the Whitmobile in South Union. We are ready to do the work. We appreciate you for taking this seriously, and we just want to know that we want to do boots on the ground. We've seen how the constable office is working, and we're all doing a coordinated effort in order to combat the illegal dumping. So we would like to continue this so that way we can actually get a cure for it and not just bandage it up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Abolish ICE. No more community conversations. We don't need conversations. We need action. My student needs action.
Dana Jones.
Who was that leaving? Not the one leaving out.
Andrew Beaver. Norma Joe Thomas. You're Andrew? Okay. To be followed by Norma Joe Thomas.
Again, my name is Andrew Beaver. I'm the founder of Clean the Block in South Park and Sunnyside. I just want to start by saying Clean the Block is an organization that is a not-for-profit that's built around cleaning up illegal dumping and bringing pride back into Sunnyside. That pride for our organization really talks about the community stepping up and taking ownership of our challenges. My big thing is working with city officials, the government, to go, if we're going to do 90%, we would just want collaboration with you all to get over that last hump that we can't do. There are a few things that I want your assistance with long-term and short-term to kind of achieve our goals. First being a policy change that's more long-term. I am a real estate investor and a developer in Sunnyside, and I think this is something that's necessary. We need more safeguards from the developers around these lots to stop, to make it harder for individuals to dump. That means having fences. I think I got about 2 minutes.
Thank you. I've followed your work. You've gotten a lot of good publicity and collaboration, so thank you. You're certainly a role model, and the city does want to work with you.
100%.
Mayor Pro Tem.
The Mayor Pro Tem.
Andrew, thank you for being here. We've been following you on Instagram. As a matter of fact, when I first saw your Instagram page, I sent it to Councilmember Shabazz and said, we need to make sure that we are helping him because he's bringing folks out to clean up in the Sunnyside area. Let's get with solid waste to, get these bags picked up because what he's doing is remarkable. And if we could get more people to actually take that kind of pride in their community, it would be really, really helpful for us. It would be helpful for us in the city of Houston because we struggle also because those vacant lots belong to people. And when they allow people to dump on those vacant lots, it's very difficult for us to be able to pick that stuff up because it is private property that should be maintained by the owners of those lots. But the work that you're doing is remarkable. And we want to do everything that we can to help you because you've taken the initiative. Despite the fact that so many absentee landlords or absentee owners are not doing it in those communities. So we've shared it with folks in our district in hopes that we can also garner that kind of support from these owners that aren't taking care of their properties as well. And we say it all the time, government can't do this work alone. Regardless of, what people expect, we cannot do it alone. And we need people who are willing to help out so we can work together to make our communities better. So big kudos to you and all of the people who volunteer to help out. We are pulling together some resources to try to help people that want to clean up their communities as well. So thank you very much for the work that you do. If there's something specific that you are asking for that we can help you with, we are definitely willing to work with you.
100%. And I'll definitely have a meeting separate of this, not to take everyone's time. So I'll look forward to that. But it's really just being able to collect the trash and have something to deliver the trash. Truck is the main thing. But I do encourage the community to step up because obviously there are a lot of challenges. And then the government obviously can't do everything. But I am willing to lead the group to take that first step. And we all just do our part. But I appreciate it.
I appreciate you.
Very good. Councilman Flickinger.
Yeah, I've been following you on Facebook. In fact, I was talking with my chief of staff today about you. Really impressed with what you're doing. It's a fantastic job. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Councilman Pollard.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you for what you do. I'll follow it as well. But you shouldn't have to do it. I'm not sure what you do for a living. I think you said you were an investor yourself.
And my 9-to-5 is a product manager.
Yeah, so we do need people to take pride in their community and do what they can to keep it clean. But the level that you're having to take to keep your community clean, I think is above and beyond what you should have to do. So I do commend you for it, but it does show where we're lacking as a city and where the city has to do a better job on having harsher penalties for these absentee property owners who aren't maintaining their lots, who aren't fencing their lots, without enough patrol in the area to enforce those unmaintained lots and the overall public safety of the area. To have a thriving city, to be the fourth largest city in the world, in the country, that is a global city, we should not have to rely on our citizens to take that level of diligence and effort just to keep the community clean. That's our responsibility. And so although I commend you and I would like to work with you on ways in which we can support you, the real question is what you should be asking us to do on your community's behalf to keep it clean without you having to take the time to do it yourself. So thank you for coming.
Councilman Davis.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Brewer, for coming. And many of us have followed, watch what you do, and such an advocate for cleaning up. And I do want to commend you, in which a lot of that you do on private properties, which is another level by which, and you do know the city, we have other ways, but not absolute, other than to use the policies about removing stuff from private properties. I have a meeting coming up with Ms. Martin and with Ms. Tomorrow. I don't know if they told you, but they reached out to our office and we've collaborated to set up a meeting to meet with you guys. And of course, effort you're doing is one of great effort, but also understanding we recently just voted on the fact of having buildings that were boarded up, dilapidated, that need to be torn down, that create some of this very trashy stuff that you're talking about. Yeah, we as a council, we are doing something. It may not be 100%, but the mayor and all, we're trying to make this effort. Houston's a large city, as you know, and so thank you for your effort, and hopefully we can work together and to change that mindset of people going in different communities dumping. But the effort of moving or trying to remove this dilapidated buildings, trash being dumped on them, blocking the drainage. So the efforts have been actively done, and hopefully we could partner to continue to work with you. So I look forward to the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
One more.
Pollard's back in the queue.
Councilman Pollard.
Yeah, I just need to mention this. So the effort that you're doing and your supporters are doing It's sad that you're having to do it. In J City, which I call my district, we have what's called a beautification team, crews of privately contracted individuals that go out there and pick up the illegal dumping, do the graffiti abatement, clean the open ditches, mow the esplanades. And we're able to do that with private crews to supplement the solid waste department or the parks department or the public works department. And I believe that is a model for what we can do citywide. And so if we have these streamlined private crews to supplement the departments for what they can't do in a timely manner, then we will be able to get much more done. And so what you're doing shows what can happen when you have individuals that can get out there on a daily basis and do it. It just shouldn't be on the shoulders of the residents and the taxpayers. Mm-hmm. Your tax-paying dollars should go towards individuals to work on your behalf to do it. And I'd like to work with you on finding solutions to do that, and hopefully us as a council can look at ways in which to do it as well. Thank you.
And to that point, I know our organization has taken that on from a nonprofit standpoint, but we have suggested it to District D and to others of a long-term goal of establishing those trucks so we can work on it. We just want, if you have a plan, we have action plans to put in place, and just the government and city officials to help us make it happen.
Thank you.
Next.
Norma Jo Thomas. Norma Jo Thomas. Diane Shepard. Curtis Curley. To be followed by Helene Wardlow.
All right, good evening. Coming up here from Acres Home. I don't usually come up here. We usually just kind of hang out at home, be with our families and things like that. But what brings me here is when many years ago, 2017, 2016 or so, Aldine was letting us know that the Bethune Academy was going to be closing. And in Acres Home, we got all these wonderful black schools. There's Charles Richard Drew and George Washington Carver. So when we found out that it was closing, we definitely made an appeal during the Complete Communities Initiative to change it to the Bethune Empowerment Center. So we went in partnership with the City of Houston and Aldine, and we still are not able to get into that building today. So what we're coming down here to do is just to let you know that Acres Home is organizing itself and is ready to get back into partnership with the City of Houston, with any other organization that was a part of that Complete Communities Initiative, and try to get this building online for this valuable asset that has changed to the Bethune Empowerment Center. And my day job is a project manager, and I'll say that this project is way behind. So please help us out. Thank you.
Helene Wardlow, to be followed by Andrew Patterson.
Good afternoon. My name is Helene Wardlow, and I'm a native Houstonian. And I just want to acknowledge the mayor and the councilman for having us here this evening. As he was saying, following, I was at the ribbon cutting, and everything that was said that was going to be done for Bethune, and they did start. And then I live right 100 feet across the street from it, so I see it every day. And I used to go over there on a Saturday and volunteer, too, for the farmers market that we're supposed to be having as well. And everything just stopped. But a security officer is there at all times. All we're asking as a community is to complete this project as was promised from former Mayor Turner and Congresswoman Sheila Lee Jackson. And I know if Miss Bewley Shepherd was alive, she would stand here and say, get it done, Mayor Whitmire.
Yeah, you're right. And she would have probably picked a different contractor, too.
Okay. All right. And we
but
thank
we're
you
on
for
top
that.
of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Andrew Patterson. Latoya Jones. To be followed by Mercy Lawson.
Hello, and thank you for this opportunity. Thank God for this opportunity to speak. United we will stand, and divided we will fall. In the waiting area, I was reading on the wall where it says Houston offers opportunity for all. That statement is not all the way true. If you have it on the wall, then stand by it. It says the stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas. A few topics I'm going to speak on is free health care for City of Houston. In New York City, they offer free health care for all their citizens. Just last year, the government took over $16,000 out of my paycheck for Medicare and Medicaid. And as a diabetic, I can sure use that $1,600 because right now I need my insulin. 2, more funding for housing for neighborhoods and for every minority, everyone, not just for Hispanics, because in my neighborhood, more Hispanic people have houses than blacks, Chinese, and other minorities. Also, 3, more jobs for people.
Your time has expired.
I appreciate y'all for this opportunity, but I'm serious. That $1,600, I need insulin right now. And I can't even get it because my Go card was expired, and they talking about I need more information. That $1,600 is my money that I worked for just last year, and I'm 42. I've been working since I was 10 years old, so I want that money back. I don't know about you, but before y'all get y'all checks, the state takes the money, and New York is free health care. It's free health care.
Mercy Lawson. Joseph Ballard. Precious Jones. To be followed by Nia Colbert.
Good afternoon, Council members. My name is Precious Jones. I'm the founder and Executive Director of Breaking Generational Poverty, a violence prevention and youth development organization based in St. Louis, Missouri. Today carries deep personal meaning for me. I lost my brother Paul to substance abuse 5 years ago, and on this very day, which will be his 45th birthday. His loss, along with loss of several other loved ones to violence, including my 20-year-old son, Preston Tink Jones, in 2022, fuels my commitment to this work every single day. In addition to leading BGP, I serve as the Vice President of A Second Chance at Life. I also sit on the Save Lives Now Council of Missouri, a statewide public safety council. After experiencing unimaginable loss, I made the decision to turn my family's tragedy into action. Through BGP, we focus on addressing the root causes of neighborhood gun violence and poverty through youth workforce development.
Your time
so basically,
has expired.
I am wanting to connect in Houston because we're here now. So we want to connect and be able to work with you all on these issues too.
Thank you.
Councilmember Christie? No? Oh, procedural? Okay, sorry. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Procedural.
Councilman Castillo.
Thank you, Mayor. I move to suspend the rules to move Monica Hatcher to be the next speaker.
That's the AC.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor say yes. Those opposed, nay. Motion passes.
Council members, my name is Monica Hatcher. I'm also a member of the Migration with Dignity Coalition and a resident of Spring Branch in District A. Thank you so much for your attention to the deep concerns being raised tonight about the situation facing immigrants in our city. I'm also here to urge you, in the name of the values that we hold as Americans, to use your positions as elected leaders to take a stand against the abusive and un-American actions of ICE. Houston's greatest asset is rooted in its international identity with its uniquely Texan spirit, and we see every day how the contributions of people from around the world build up our strong and beautiful community. We have to fight and defend this by letting the federal government know that we will not participate in ICE's reign of terror and repression, that we stand in solidarity with our neighbors. as we seek fair and moral immigration reform. Thank you very much.
Geneva Colbert. I don't think she's here. James Shriver. To be followed by Kendrick Johnson.
Good evening.
Have to wake CJ up.
I come tonight to speak about a high school student at Sam Houston High School. It's MTC, Science and Technology, forget the whole thing. But this is a magnet school. Mauro was abducted from immigration court, a safe space, by ICE agents, and he is now detained at the immigration center in Conroe for more than 60 days. I want to propose, can't do much in 1 minute to get your attention, but I would like to propose that we, the people, are not being heard by counsel. We have asked for...
Your time has expired.
In the gallery, stand up if you are here to support immigrants' rights.
Out of order. Councilman Pollard.
And say, we the people.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
ICE out.
Thank you.
Kendrick Johnson. Eduardo Duran. To be followed by Rain Eatman.
All right, so just press play.
Okay, they wanted to be crystal clear with this year's Olympics. In case anyone wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt, they show this now. This year's Olympics, folks. Check this opening 2026 Olympics right here, the ceremony. Looking like a scene straight out of hell. Looks like it was directed by Marina Abramovic herself. It's giving that famous painting of the devil summoning his legions. You know what I'm talking about? You know, the one Jacob Rothschild and Marina Abramovic pose in front of? Olympic ceremonies looking so satanic, I thought Lady Gaga would pop up and start performing. That's right, the whole arena was lit up blood red. Fire all around. And a red glowing orb in the middle like some ritual centerpiece. And on the orb, the pattern is clear. An upside down pentagram. So they took the most obvious satanic symbol.
So there's that. Also, Trump just passed a glycophosphate. What do you call it?
Your time has expired.
Glycophate bill to protect Roundup. And pretty much the last thing I was going to say very quickly was...
I'm sorry, sir, your time's up.
Okay, well, I'll just say it then. Pretty much Chaos Agent organization members have been imported into every country at this point under direction of the UN, since we keep finding they've been previously funded by them. So they're waiting on standby to pretty much start whatever chaos.
Thank you.
Because they're Chaos Agent organizations.
Thank you.
All right.
Rain Eatman. To be followed by Alicia Sebastian.
Good evening, Council. I want to thank Mayor Whitmire for having your team reach out to the Acres Homes community over the past week regarding our concerns around the Bethune Empowerment Center. We're very excited to meet with you next week to discuss a solution moving forward for actually getting the center open. We're very concerned with the current developer and making sure that they are actually holding truth to what the community provided with the Acres Homes Complete Communities Plan. And the reason why we were gathering initially was because there were a lot of information we weren't able to get in the beginning that we are finding on the back end, and there's just been inconsistent information sharing as well as a lack of transparency. Furthermore, there were spaces that were supposed to be guaranteed for community that we found out they are actually going up for lease on LoopNet without the knowledge of the community. And so we really appreciate you wanting to at least find a solution for this, and we're really eager to find a way to move forward to make sure it follows the letter of what we said in Bethune.
Thank you for being here. You know, Ms. Wilson, my chief of staff, lives about 2 blocks from the site, so we monitor very carefully. The challenge has been the contractor is dragging his feet, and it's difficult to communicate, but we're aware of it and doing everything we can.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for being here.
Councilmember Alcorn.
Councilmember Alcorn.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you, Rain, for coming. It's good to see you, and I appreciate your words, Mayor. I mean, I was there when this opened. I remember the financial literacy work that was going on there with the bank. It was exciting. It was going to be a bright spot in the community, and I hope we can get this resolved. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely. And if I could just share the heaviness of this, the vision of the Bethune Empowerment Center started back in 2018, so we're almost approaching 10 years with no clear vision of like whether or not this is actually going to be completed. So really, Mayor Whitmire, we're really appreciative of you getting on top of this as quickly as possible. We look forward to meeting with you next Wednesday.
Alicia Sebastian, to be followed by Justin Boyd.
Hello, my name is Alicia Sebastian, and as a long-standing member of the Acres Home community, I am focused on advancing an equitable future for our neighborhood through meaningful partnerships, which relies on vested interests from business stakeholders. It is long overdue for Acres Home to secure a renewed, sustainable economic platform using the Bethune Empowerment Center for such activities. Our community needs an economic platform to promote small businesses, family stability, and addresses food insecurities that are also cost prohibitive. We envision a vibrant, healthy, and prosperous community where residents and business owners alike have the opportunity to truly flourish, not merely get by. We would like to acknowledge the mayor and his committed efforts to seeing this through. Thank you.
Justin Boyd, to be followed by Jordan Clark.
Good evening. I grew up in Acres Home, and now I live in Willowbrook. That's about 15 minutes away down 249. And my roots are there, and my family, they still call Acres Home home. So I am here to stand in support of with Acres Home, Rain, and the group that we have here today. The Bethune Empowerment Center represents years of vision for the residents who believe in the space, and it will bring opportunities for small businesses, youths, families who deserve resources right there in that community. I also want to thank the mayor for agreeing to meet with the community. I truly hope that commitment turns into real action, because too often our communities hear promises, but often see real results that follow through. What we're asking for is in conflict is clarity, transparency, and progress we can see. So now where I live today is not Acres Home, it is Willowbrook, but I am here in show support of them today. So thank you.
Next.
Jordan Clark.
We've actually done pretty good.
Rebecca Brunet.
You set the rules, 7 o'clock.
To be followed by Matthew Banzer.
Mr. Mayor, members of the City Council, I'm happy to have this opportunity to speak to you. Last week we talked about the rape dresses, 3 blocks from my house. There is another matter of police information that I want to provide to you because I wasn't able to find anybody to take any action. And that is that as I walked up, there was a maintenance crew working at that location on underground utilities, I believe, and I had to pry the dress off the ventilation pipe from that underground utility. And as I was doing that, there was a man standing about 15 feet further from where I was standing who looked at me, watched me very consistently, very tall and thin, watched me very consistently with this peripheral vision as I went through the process of removing the dress. I was afraid for my safety, and I still am because there's been press about my testimony here. Secondly, the Port Houston police got a hard rap last time because there were so many numbers that didn't answer.
Your time
reason
has
they
expired.
didn't is they were not educated to the problem that was before me, and consequently they were unable to respond. That's because it's been made clear to them that in blue cities, illegal immigrants are desired. Police are on thin ice.
Your time is up. I'm sorry.
Thank you, sir. I voted for you. I'm a Republican. You're a Democrat. Why did I vote for you? Because you have a long, rich history in supporting law enforcement.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please continue to do that for us. Thank you, members.
Next.
Matthew Banzer, to be followed by Maya Fletcher-By.
All right, Matt Bander, District C. For starters, since there was a lot of stuff with security outside, I would like for y'all, if you could, to repeat all of the names of the people that were not able to make it at the beginning because I felt like that was a little ridiculous. Last week, the New York Times ran a focus group of Democratic voters and surveyed their thoughts on party leadership. Responses included spineless, oblivious, suckers, and sellouts. I feel this is also reflective of many Houstonians who are disappointed by the city's response to ICE encroaching on their rights. However, you have a lot of Republican support, so, who cares, right? From Mr. Whitmire's refusal to engage with the public's fear of HPD collaborating with ICE, going so far to deny it, to Councilman Martinez's refusal to share any evidence that HPD in the city is not sharing flock data with ICE. So far, the response has been, hey, just trust me, bro, and I think that's a little ridiculous. If you want to show that y'all are not lapdogs to the Epstein class, listen to the people of this city and non-safety traffic stops. If you are allowed and if you think that people like Alex Preddy should get shot and you're like, oh, whatever, it's fine, but a little bit of yelling, that's uncalled for, I think that says more about you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next.
Good evening, Council, Mayor. When people come from out of town to visit me in Houston, they always comment on the wonderful variety of restaurants we have here. We have that because of the wonderful variety of people who live here, from a wonderful variety of places. Immigration defines the character of this city. We are undeniably a city of immigrants. It is not only cruel, but also self-defeating to make Houston hostile to immigration, to make people scared to leave their homes for fear of being torn away from their family. I want my neighbors to be able to live in peace and continue to make Houston a city I am proud and honored to live in. I urge you to end non-safety related traffic stops and to end all collaboration between HPD and ICE. Thank you.
Anthony Hubbard. To be followed by Katya Lacona.
What is going on today? The front steps are barricaded, 10 cops out there by the entrance. I can't tell if y'all are afraid or trying to intimidate us. We asked for the bare minimum, ending non-safety traffic stops. The number one reason y'all gave for not taking action against ICE, SB 4. Traffic stops have nothing to do with SB 4. This is something y'all can do today, and not be targeted by the state or federal government. There's no reason not to pass this. Whitmire, a lot of this falls on you. You control the agenda. It's very telling that your one supporter today is a pro-ICE Republican. Who are you representing? Who are you protecting? Certainly not our community. Certainly not my friends. Certainly not my family. You kicked out 2 people a day that were just very passionate about what's going on with the communities. And what does that say about y'all?
Thank you.
Katya Lacona. Nicholas Ronhale Jr.
Yes, I need my bodyguards when I go home.
To be followed by Thomas Sutherland.
Good evening. My name is Nick Rangel, and if you don't understand what we're talking about today, allow me to use 3 metaphors. I know we're going to come out today, and several members of the council will say we're impotent to act. But I would ask you to investigate the concept of the bully pulpit. If truly you're impotent to act, you have a bully pulpit upon which you can speak about the injustice upon the things which you are forced to act upon. The second one is abusers. Imagine working with abused women and telling them, just trust what your husband has to tell you. That's what you're doing when you're telling us to simply trust ICE. Finally, I recently had the privilege of watching The Sound of Music for the first time. Imagine watching The Sound of Music and rooting for Hans Zeller to abduct the Von Trapps. That's what at least one person in the chambers would probably be okay with. I suspect the rest of us would not. And collaboration. And if you don't, at the very least, speak against it. Don't simply say we have the inability to act. I know Councilman Pollard understands the strength of the bully pulpit. Other members do too. Use that at the very least.
Your
Thank
time
you.
has expired. Thomas Sutherland to be followed by Vienna Trone.
Good evening, Council. ICE violates the law and disregards the humanity of our community members. Courts have ruled 4,400 times that ICE has jailed people illegally. 2 ICE officers stand accused of lying under oath. An Irish man in ICE custody recently described conditions approaching that of a concentration camp. Ruben Ray Martinez, an American citizen in San Antonio, was killed in March of last year at the hands of a federal agent. I could keep going. Now, I have testified in front of this body several times, and to be frank, you seem more bothered by our clapping than by these violations of the law and of humanity. You have a chance to prove me wrong. End non-safety traffic stops, end HPD's collaboration with ICE, and keep our communities safe from the fascist thugs who threaten them.
Vienna Trone. Haley Rogers. Kelly Sadler. Michelle Bouchard. To be followed by Gilda Bayagon.
Hello, Mayor and Council. I live in Council 3 in Montrose, and I'm here on behalf of the United States citizen drivers and the documented immigrant drivers here, because it is terrifying driving in Houston, as you know. And over 300 people die in crashes every year. And what are we talking about? What planet do these people live on that they're talking about non-safety traffic stops? If you look at the data, it is really clear. These traffic stops prevent accidents. They prevent problems. They save lives. I don't know what data these guys are looking at, but it's very clear. Fixing a broken tail light is crucial. Most fatal crashes take place between sunset and sunrise. You can't go around with a tail light that's out. And a lot of these, I mean, think about the people who are 95 years old who are driving around here. A non-safety traffic stop.
Your time has
Anyway,
expired.
let's think about saving lives of legal citizens
Thank you.
and legal drivers. Thank you.
Time is over.
Thank you.
You didn't call me yet, but I'm Gilda Bygone, next in line, I think.
Just a moment.
Oh.
Suspend the time. Councilman Huffman.
Oh, thank you. And this was a comment for,
no
problem. Sure. I just wanted to thank you for coming tonight. You know, we've heard a lot already tonight about ending these non-safety traffic stops, that they don't address the root issue of crime, that it doesn't improve safety on our roadways, but they do. They improve the safety of our communities. Recently, HPD stopped a vehicle for an expired registration. The driver was a wanted felon. He had a warrant out for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. During that stop, they found that he had a firearm in his possession. Another stop involved a car with no front license plate. The driver ended up being a capital murder suspect. When they tried to apprehend him, he fled, crashed. When he was apprehended, he was charged with a felony evading with a motor vehicle, evading tampering with evidence, and felony capital murder. Another driver was stopped for not wearing a seatbelt. That driver ended up having almost 7 kilos of heroin and was arrested for possession with a controlled substance with intent to deliver. Now, these are just 3 examples, and to say that these are non-safety traffic stops is false. These stops protect the public. They apprehended violent offenders. They kept heroin off of our streets and out of our schools. So I appreciate everything you had to say tonight.
Thank you so much, Councilwoman. Thank you. And you've given us very dramatic examples, but if you even think about people being stopped for not wearing their safety belt, we know the statistics on wearing your seat belt, right? So we have to think about these things and measure that against, you know, the real deaths that are occurring on our highways.
Okay.
So thank you.
Thank you. Next.
Gilda Bygone, to be followed by Christopher Rivera.
Mayor, Council, I am the descendant of immigrants, as are all of us. Unless there are some indigenous people in here, we are all immigrants or descendants of immigrants. It's not a special class that is immune from the laws of this country or our city. I'd like to remind my fellow citizens that migration with dignity is legal migration. I'd like to remind Council that you're here not to oversee ICE. You are here to keep our city running well, to keep us safe, and not to impede HPD. To underscore what my colleague just said, there's a reason there's a law that requires cars to have lights. It's so other cars can see them. There's a reason there's a law that requires windshields not to be broken. It's so that the driver can see out of his windshield and not cause wrecks. There is not one of these laws passed that we can do without. And for you to sit up here and tell HPD they're not allowed to stop people for these violations is reckless. You are risking our safety to pursue your own leftist agenda. Stop it.
Thank you.
Hold on. Councilmember Huffman, then you too.
Ma'am.
Ms. Bygone. Ms. Bygone.
Councilmember Huffman.
You can use my time to finish.
I'm sorry, what?
You can use my time to finish.
Oh, well, thank you, but I did.
Okay, great. Oh, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want you not to impede HPD. We need them. Do your job.
Next.
Christopher Rivera, to be followed by Carolina Martinez.
Hello, everybody. My name is Christopher Rivera. I work with the Texas Civil Rights Project. I'm a member of the Rice Coalition, and I live in District H. And when I've been here before, I've spoken about the racial disparities tied to non-safety traffic stops. But today, I do want to talk about how non-safety traffic stops really divert officers' resources and does little to promote public safety. Despite what the woman had said earlier today, when you look at Texas DOT data, you see that the main causes of road fatalities and injuries are DWI, failure to control speed, unsafe driving and speeding, pedestrians failing to the right of way to vehicles, and distracted driving. You know, these are actually backed by data by Texas DOT. In those fatalities and road injuries, did I not list busted tail lights, expired registration? No, because there's actually no data to suggest that that causes road fatality injury. So that's why we need to end non-safety traffic stops, because it has no true effect and does not promote public safety. It just allows police to target Black and brown and low-income communities.
Thank you.
Carolina Martinez, to be followed by Alfredo Dominguez.
Hi, my name is Scotto. The first time I spoke to City Hall was in December for the evening session, and I asked you to put an end to non-safety traffic stops. Surprisingly, some of you were open to the idea, and you've heard a lot about me and what other people in this community have asked you to do, right? Non-safety traffic stops cause more harm than they do good. These stops strain police resources, create unnecessary interactions, and disproportionately impact communities such as mine. So today, I won't talk about the data because the data is there, unlike some people have said. I will ask my council members directly, Julian Ramirez, Willie Davis, Sally Alcorn, Alejandra Salinas, Twyla Carter, and Mario Castillo, where do you stand? Are you supporting a proposition that will end non-safety traffic stops? And if you don't, tell me why. I'm your constituent.
Thank
you.
The
floor is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Alfredo Dominguez, to be followed by Jay Bustos.
Hey, good night, council members. Alfredo Dominguez back here again. Councilmember Castillo, my representative, good to see you. Once again, I'm at the end of the list. I don't know who sets me up like this, but I'm still happy to talk to y'all. I'm really happy that y'all have found finally maybe 4 or 5 people who've disagreed with this ordinance over the last 5 or 6 months that we've been testifying about it and brought out hundreds of people, because it's important for us to really look at the merits of the discussion, right? Because when you're providing 3 anecdotes in comparison to 100,000 non-safety traffic stops that happened last year in the city with less than 5% of them resulting in kind of any kind of search or arrest or contraband being found, you're talking about pennies on the dollar in terms of the investment and time that the city's putting into these resources. A third of all traffic stops that happened were non-safety traffic stops, right? These are, when we're talking about the city of Houston, when we're talking, this is not the federal government, right? We have to govern with efficiency in mind, and because you're spending, every single dollar you spend is dollars you're getting from constituents, right? You're not printing any money in this city, and you need to make sure it's acting and operating efficiently, and we don't think non-safety traffic stops, not only are they a racist practice, but purely from the efficiency and economic standpoint, when you're talking about every time we hear about HPD, it's this city is too big to cover. We're giving you a chance to lighten that load.
Your time has expired.
Thank you.
And you're not taking it. Thank you.
Jay Bustos, to be followed by Jacob Clementich.
Good evening, everyone. We have yet to get a solid stance on all this, and if it's not obvious, ICE. The stance, and I quote from Whitmire, "We do not interact with ICE," is not a stance. Standing on the side and allowing all these disgusting things to occur to all these amazing residents and all the people of Houston, that's not standing with your constituents. Not standing with the city. Well, with how things have been going, people have been demanding these things month after month after month. So let's change things up a little bit. How about, since this is a public session, and at least some council members have been vocal about certain things, how about we should be able to communicate about this? What is it going to take? You know, what is it on this checklist, or what's supposed to be the line that ICE is supposed to cross for you to actually be vocal about this?
Finish your testimony. Thank you. Next.
Jacob. Jacob Clementich. Don't see him. Joseph Amari.
Why you look like that, man? How y'all doing today?
We're doing wonderful.
Man, I tell you what. Man, whoever got the administrative out down to produce, I'll be really angry right now. I can't see none of y'all on TV. But anyway, I was always going to do my Jay Leno 16 Steps of Barack Obama. I'm going to cancel the table that because I had a long day. You know, I became inspired by Michael Jackson and Prince when they was in my 20-something, because not only because of their music and entertainment talent, I want to learn how Michael Jackson, Prince, Barry Gordy, James Brown made all that money. Politically speaking, as an entertainment major in a company, I pretty have the same financial economic opportunity instead of having political leadership who oppose or deny Michael Jackson, Prince, production company, artists, and entertainment, same creative economic opportunity. But the reality, I had this guy, the rapper, he used to call, community that he had a song called Drive My Dirty in Houston. Now, I'm going to tell you the reality of immigrants, the police can't stop
Your time has expired.
and pull you over and check everything. No matter what race you are, they can't do that. Then you go to court, they do private court, they find out if you're innocent, then they go to court, go before the judge, then that blah, blah, blah. Now, if you got a warrant, they can't take you to jail. Talk about people like black by black. We know that. Drive by black, we know. Drive by walk, if they got an outstanding warrant on you, they can't take you to jail. But I really agree with you. The hour you ain't got no warrant on you, go to civil court, take a ticket. Let's see what happens after that.
This completes the list of speakers.
Is there anyone that would like to come forward that their name was called and you weren't here? Would you come forward? Yeah. State your name.
Hello. Yes, I am Dr. Samuel Jess and a recent Houston transplant. And while I acknowledge that my views are my own, and I should have 1 minute of time, those views have been informed by living in several major U.S. cities. Everywhere I've witnessed that the collaboration between police and ICE does not engender safety and community. Rather, they instill fear and distrust in local institutions, most egregiously felt by our working families of color. Based on this, we should end collaboration with ICE and end non-safety traffic stops that facilitate dubious deportations. Furthermore, we should be willing to challenge the legality of any potential state or federal laws impeding our ability to do so going forward. Failure to act boldly on this now erodes all of our civil rights, regardless of citizenship or immigration status. I ask, is City Council willing to believe that we are stronger when we are united together with all of our neighbors? Or will we be left behind by the solidarity of the people? I anticipate your response. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? If not, thank y'all for a good session. We stand recessed until 9 o'clock in the morning.
Huh? Well, I applaud the eloquent. I'll be seeing the district attorney very soon about a letter he sent me.
What's your name, sir?
Ralph Kirby. I'm on the list.
Got you. Go ahead. We're listed.
And you've already got my paperwork. And I'll just be talking about obstruction. And at some point in the future, I'd like to talk about the Butler School shooting. And that's about it.
Thank you. Let's go home. Go to work.
Oh, it's almost